Well, good morning, everybody. We want to welcome you to our Michigan Rare Coalition webinar. We're starting off today in honor of Rare Disease Week, and Rare Disease Day is just around the corner. And we wanted to talk a little bit about who we are and why we are here advocating for the rare community. I'm going to start, I'll introduce myself. I'm Leslie Baldwin. I am currently living in Holt, Michigan. Was born in Michigan and lived most of my life here. Um, I began advocating for the rare community because I was diagnosed with a rare disorder in 2009, a primary immune deficiency. And I found that many people that I met along that journey with getting healthcare treatments, that many people didn't know how to advocate or locate resources. And I happened to be working at a children's hospital at the time and figured I was able to maybe help one or two people. I would love to do it. My role with Michigan Rare Coalition is I am a co-founder along with a few other amazing advocates. And I am also CEO. So I'm going to turn this over to Kathy.
Sorry, I realized I was muted there. Hi, I'm Kathy, and I live in Clarkston, Michigan. I am a co-founder and also the COO and board chair at Michigan Rare Coalition. The reason why I decided to advocate, and first and foremost, my daughter has a rare disease, as do I, and I'm advocating for stronger structural support, smarter innovation pathways for the whole rare disease community, especially in areas like smarter and faster drug development, sustainable funding and incentives, and patient-centered innovation. Um, I also work for a rare disease nonprofit and have been there, gosh, since 2016. So that's why I'm doing this. And next up, we have Kayla.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla. I live in a small town of Alpena in northern Michigan. I advocate for the rare community because I've personally been affected by a rare neuroimmune disorder called double seronegative neuromyelitis optica spectrum disorder. I was diagnosed in 2020. I understand what it's like to navigate complex conditions and the barriers that are often come with them, from step therapy, access to care, especially because I'm in a rural area, insurance barriers, limited resources, and also feeling isolated. Through conversations with other patients, caregivers, and loved ones, um, I've discovered an incredible rare community. Uh, that needs assistance at times, and it can be hard to find resources. Even though our diagnosis may differ, our experiences often connect us in meaningful ways. My lived experience and this community fuel my passion to advocate, where I found my purpose with utilizing my voice. I'm co-founder, board vice chair, and director of community engagement with the Michigan Rare Coalition. And next up, we have Courtney.
Good good afternoon. I'm Courtney Lee and I live in Hillsdale County, down by the tri-state area. Um, I am a rare mom. My middle child is one of just about 700 worldwide with his condition, and I started advocating for him and our family early on in our journey, and through that and with my background in political science, I decided that I saw a need for advocating for the rare community. So it became a passion not only for myself, but to help others. I currently am a co-founder, board secretary, and executive director of fundraising at Michigan Rare Coalition.
Thank you, Courtney. And Chris.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Draper. I am the Director of Strategic Advancement for the Michigan Rare Coalition. I had the absolute honor of being elected to this board in mid-2025. My background includes about 27 years in biopharmaceutical sales and marketing, 22 of which have been spent across 9 different rare diseases in multiple specialties covering the entire state of Michigan. I grew up in Allen Park, Michigan. I graduated from Western Michigan in 1999, and I currently reside in Dearborn, Michigan.
Next, we're going to move on and we're going to talk a little bit about Michigan Rare Coalition and what we're all about. And I'm going to have Kathy start us off.
Okay, well, I'd like to tell you all about our mission and our vision so that you get a real sense of who we are. We are dedicated to improving the quality of life for Michigan residents affected by a rare condition through advocacy, education, and collaboration. How we do this is by building coalitions that unite all Michigan Rare community members through activities that raise public awareness, provide opportunities for advocacy, and educate stakeholders about impactful public policy. Our vision is the Michigan Rare Coalition is committed to increasing affordable access to diagnosis, patient-centered healthcare, innovative treatments, and public policies that will improve the quality of life for all Michigan patients, family members, affected by a rare disease.
Thank you, Kathy. Next, we're going to go down our list of programs and initiatives. I will start with the resources. We felt it was really important to build a robust website that would provide the resource information and news that we felt many of us in the rare community need and sometimes are difficult to find. One of our goals is to help every member of the rare community build out their own advocacy toolbox. This would include information that you can find on our website. It would be local, state, and federal programs that focus on those living with rare disorders and special needs, community nonprofits. We have a quarterly newsletter to keep everyone up to date as to what's happening in the Michigan Rare community. And one of the things I really want to do is encourage people to submit information to us. If you have an event, if you have a resource that you really like, or you know of a nonprofit or community service that has really been helpful, please let us know. We'd be happy to add them to our resources on our website. We're going to be continually adding onto the website resources to ensure that people can come online and find what they need. Of course, you're always welcome to contact us directly. Next, we have Courtney, and Courtney's going to tell you a little bit about our rare gems.
Yes, sharing your story is probably the most important thing that you can do in terms of advocating for the rare disease community. It is empowering, and while we have different rare diseases, we all have common experiences. If you visit our website, there is a section called Rare Gems where you can submit to share your own story, but also read previous stories of the experiences that others have had in the rare disease community.
Thank you, Courtney. I just want to add too that we do have an online form if you go to our website where you can submit your own story to be posted or added to our newsletter, depending on what we have going on. We'd love everyone who is interested to please feel free to share your story with us. As Courtney said, it's very powerful. Kathy, you're going to talk a little bit about public policy.
I am, and I'm going to mention advocacy training. Like Leslie was talking about previously, we have an advocacy toolbox on our website. This toolbox has a glossary of rare disease terms because sometimes it can get a little confusing. It's got rare disease facts about Michigan, like she said, the different advocacy organizations, a database available to find your elected officials, and a state of Michigan link to different legislative info where you can look up different policy that is currently happening. Another thing we do is building coalitions to address issues that are negatively impacting our community. So by utilizing the strength of our collaborations, we can address the unique access challenges of those living with a rare condition, and help improve the quality of life of those affected, their families, their caregivers. We do this by supporting activities that raise public awareness, providing opportunities for advocacy, and educating stakeholders about impactful public policy. And speaking of public policy, we do updates. So we provide policy updates on our website, our newsletter, by sharing calls to action on social media. And we also did this by our State of Rare Access survey to find out what priorities are most important to the people that we serve. The top 3 updates usually cover the barriers that patients face, like access, diagnosis, or coverage. The financial structure that limits those 3, and the need for change through government policy. And next up, we have Chris, who's going to go through our news and events.
Thank you, Kathy. It goes without saying, we are truly about awareness, education, and advocacy, as my fellow colleagues have really done a wonderful job describing in so many different facets and so many different forms. On our website, everything is listed in as real time as possible. We look to really make sure that everybody has the awareness of current events and even potentially events that maybe overlap with cross-state partners, or regardless of where these partners are. We really want to make sure and we make connections. Of course, we live in a snowbird state. A lot of patients and family members tend to travel at various points of the year. They get connected with others. It's such a small world, and we really want to make those connections. We also highly encourage you to follow us on all the social media platforms, and there's a reason behind that. For search engine optimization, we want to make sure that when people are looking for us, that we're at the top of those Google searches and top of those search engines. So to make sure that everybody can know about us. And finally, we love to network with anyone in the community. So who is that? Obviously patients and their family members, loved ones, but also community members, businesses, and anyone in the pharmaceutical industry who is in marketing or patient advocacy. We welcome everyone to connect with us, whether it's through the website or through us as individuals.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, and Kayla, you're going to talk a little bit about our regional meetings that we'll be doing throughout 2026.
Absolutely. So I'm really excited to share that we're in the process of scheduling regional meetings to connect with the rare community across the state. At our rare community meetings, you'll be able to connect with fellow rare community members, discuss issues impacting the rare community in local areas, along with start building your advocacy toolbox. Learn about opportunities on how you can get involved. If you'd like us to host a meeting in your area, please reach out to us. We'd love to connect with you.
All right, terrific. Thank you, Kayla. And last but not least, we have one of our board members who is not able to be here today, Faith Squires. So I went ahead and threw her picture up here. She is our board treasurer. I just want to say a few words about why we are hoping you get involved with us. We want to invite everyone in the Rare community. Um, we really hope that you reach out to us because we're hoping to improve the lives of every baby, child, adult, family, and caregiver affected by a rare disorder living in Michigan. That is one of the reasons that we're doing the regional meetings. It's one of the reasons we're kind of building this out and doing volunteering to do this work together, but we can't do it without you. And we really sincerely hope that you connect with us. Please reach out anytime if you have questions, if you need information that you can't find, if you want to share information. That's what we're here for. And truly, we do believe we are stronger together. We may all have different disorders, but many of us have encountered the same obstacles in trying to gain a diagnosis, getting to the correct specialist for healthcare, getting treatments covered, or even participating in a clinical trial. So we urge you to stay informed, connect with us. We have opportunities if you're interested in volunteering or if you just want to learn more. We hope to hear from you soon. And best wishes to everybody for a healthy and happy Rare Disease Day 2026. Thank you.